Welcome to Candid Conversations with Michael Scott.
Hi, welcome back to another episode of Candid Conversation with Michael Scott. I'm Michael Scott. And this is Terri D Sanders. And this is a thrill for me to have her on because she's a journalist. And we always love when we get to sit down with other journalists and put our heads together.
Yes.
She's on a different avenue than I've been. She is the publisher and executive editor.
I'm the publisher of the Omaha Star and executive director of the Mildred D Memorial Study Center.
Which I'm part of.
Yes, which you are part of. You're a wonderful board member.
Oh, thank you. We already okayed your salary. You don't
Trying to make sure.
The paper is the Omaha Star. If you've been living under a rock, shame on you. This paper has been around for 80 plus years.
83 to be exact.
Yes, in Nebraska, one of the oldest Black papers
Mhm.
in Nebraska, and one of the few remaining Black-owned newspapers in this country.
Yes. So there is an organization, the NNPA, the National Newspaper Association, which represents Black newspapers in the US. And at last count, there were 231.
Man.
That's a lot. And I have to note that our founder, Mildred D. was at the table when the NNPA was established. So we are not new to the game.
You know, one of the things about me moving here in 82
Mhm.
was that I got to work with Mildred Brown.
Yes,
You know, she, an icon,
yes.
you know, with her little stove and meeting all the presidents and all the movers
Everybody.
and
And her
shakers.
3-flower croissant.
Three-flowered croissant.
That's it.
She was a sweetheart. But it was a paper started by a Black woman
Yes,
and survived.
yes.
And since my knowledge, it's always been run by Black women up to you.
Yes, up to me, and I'm a Black woman, so I fit the bill. You know, Mrs. Brown started this paper with her husband, Gilbert.
Mhm.
They got a divorce and she continued on.
She kept the paper.
She kept the paper
The
and he
settlement, yeah.
moved on. Yeah, he moved on. And so it was Mrs. Brown, and then it was her niece, Dr. Margarita Washington, and then it was Phyllis Hicks, and then it was Frankie Williams,
That's right. I forgot about Frankie. Yeah.
and then it was me.
Mhm.
So 5 Black women have been responsible for continuous publishing of this paper, never having missed a publication date since July the 9th, 1938.
Not a lot of publications can say that.
No. Some of them dip in and out, or the pandemic caused them to have to do this or that, or riots.
Mhm.
The Omaha Star is located at 2216 North 24th Street. Mrs. Brown bought that building in 1942. So approximately 4 years after she started the paper. And the unique thing about it is Mrs. Brown lived in the back of the paper.
I've been to the.
So she had a live workspace
Yeah.
way back then, 1942. If you look at pictures when she purchased the building, there was no wire covering on the windows or doors. And now there is. And that was put on during the insurrections of the 1960s.
Yes.
Yes.
When I moved here, I'm going to be honest with you. The paper that I saw
Mhm.
was more like a social register.
Yes.
I don't know whether it started with you or with Phyllis, but I was looking at it. I was looking at this copy here,
Mhm.
and I was going, this paper sure has changed a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, you're dealing with stuff with health,
Mhm.
religion,
Mhm.
and news.
Yes.
It's basically
And finance.
and finances, and it's basically things you need to know.
Yes.
You know, as a Black person,
Mhm.
as a person living in Omaha. I mean,
Mhm.
I know white people who get this paper.
Oh, I know a lot.
Yeah. It's how much to subscribe to the paper.
It is $40.
I was going to tell them it's not a lot because I remember the last time I renewed my membership, I just reached into my pocket and handed
And
it to
handed
you.
it over. You know, what you need to understand is the Omaha Star is not an expense, it is an investment.
Mhm.
And I think that many times we look at it, oh, that's an expense. Oh, I can do without that. Oh, I don't need that. But this is an investment in our community. And so having said that, we like to tell our advertisers that, you know, this is the paper where you advertise to reach this community. And I don't just mean the Black community. I don't just mean North Omaha,
Mhm.
but this community of readers that we have nurtured and grown. And so this year alone, we have gotten a couple of
Grants?
auto dealerships.
Mhm.
We have gotten advertising from the state. We advertise with the performing arts community. We advertise with small business. So we have something called the Business Connection. And I'm just going to say this, for $200, you can run one ad for a whole year.
Are you
Now
serious?
it's 1.5.
I thought you were going to say 1 month.
No,
Okay.
1.5 inches by 2 inches long, but a whole month. Where can you get that? You can't.
No.
And when we look at the number of subscribers that we have, both digitally and home delivery and people that buy over the counter, we are probably well over 2,500 people that see our paper. And the statistics say that one paper is touched 6 different times. So if you take that 2,500 times 6 people that touch it, you got quite a thing going on.
You know, I really want to take this opportunity to applaud you, because when you came on, memberships started going up. Innovations were starting to happen, things that should have been happening. Let me ask you this. Is the office on the National Register?
The office is on the historic register locally.
Okay.
We are in the process of doing the process to get it recognized nationally.
And you're also doing some serious renovations in there.
Yes.
I'm going
yes.
to tell you, you can't believe how they have turned out this paper every month with the ceiling coming down on top of you.
Yes.
I was afraid of you folks in there, man, if a good snow came
Tell
or
me
rain.
about it. Tell me
Oh,
about
Lord.
it. So the roof has been replaced. The ceilings have been dropped. We've added lighting. The front half of the office, I would say on the counter side of the doorway, is traditional. It has gold wallpaper, the brown wood paneling. But when you go past that beam, it's altogether new. We have taken down an office wall.
Have you taken out her bedroom in the back?
No, we have not. That, now funny you should mention that we hope to one day turn into a museum.
With a little velvet rope in front of
With
the
a
door?
velvet
I
rope
like
in
it, I
front of
like
the
it.
door. So what we have done renovation wise, we have painted, we have put down flooring. We have installed the Omaha Star printing and copy center. So we have a professional printer, the big guy kind of printer, staples, correlates, hole punches. We do spiral binding, we do laminating.
All in that little building.
All in that building. All in that building. We do t-shirts, you name it, we can get it done if it has to do with printing. We do one-off shirts, we do multiples of the same design. Come in and present us with what you have. We even, and I should have brought that today and I wasn't thinking, I'll have to keep one in the car. We even make what you call the traditional church fans.
Oh, yes.
With advertising on the front, we have that. We've had the opportunity to do something for the real estate market. We just put together 250 spiral bound books for them. We have done, someone wanted their mother's funeral program, spiral bound and laminated, and turned out to be 16 pages. We can do that. Bookmarks, just
You're a full service operation over
full
there?
service,
Full service printing
over there.
operation.
That's it. That is it.
You know, people who are news junkies
Mhm,
and, you know, they got to start their day with their Omaha World Herald.
mhm.
There's something we all need to realize, that newspaper readership in America is on the decline.
Yes.
And a lot of these newspaper conglomerates are trying to figure out
Mhm,
how to keep people, how to find different avenues.
mhm.
You're counter to what's going on. You're actually increasing membership.
But let me say this, the news that we run
Mhm.
is not news you will find everywhere.
Well, that's going to get me to the question of why the importance of a Black newspaper.
So for the Omaha Star in particular, and then I'm going to go to that part of the
Mhm.
question. For us, we publish the good news, the great things that happen in our community. You cannot imagine how many authors are in our community who have books on Amazon. Little girl, 12 years old, just put one in the recent paper that's coming out, a children's book. there is a lot going on in our community that people don't know about, are not connected to. And where are you going to connect? Social media is great. I'm a fan. I won't knock it. But you can't get your sure enough news, know that it's correct on social media.
But I notice that you are using social media.
Yes.
Because I'm always getting alerts about here's something coming up in the Omaha
And
Star.
so part of our advertising, you can also use our social media for advertising, as well as our website, www.theomahastar.com. So we put it all together. Digital is just as important as print, but we are a print service. And to answer everyone's question, we do not print the Omaha Star in that office. Most people think that we do, but we don't.
Okay. You send it out to another company.
We send it out to another company to be printed. It comes back to us, and then we prepare it for distribution.
And again, $40, that's all we're talking about here, all right, folks?
$40. Now, let me say this, that through December 31st, 2021, the paper will be $40. January 1, 2022, it will go up to $50.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, I know. But what you need to understand is if you already have your subscription paid up through, let's say, June of next year, if you get with us before December 31st of this year, now you can have it paid up till June of 2023. So get your money in there.
You know, 40 plus years ago, when I started in news, I was an assignment editor. And I used to tell my reporters when they went out, I said, hey, I'm stuck here at the desk. You're out there. If you see a story, come back and tell me. And I think that's the same thing with you. I mean, you've got contact information on the wazoo here. People need to let you know what the stories are.
Call me. I may not call you back the same day, but give me 24 hours.
Yeah, you're good for it.
I'm good for it. I'm good for it. Email me, publisher at omahastarinc.com, omahastarinc.com. Call me, email me, text me.
And even walk into the office if they
Walk
have to.
into the office.
Where many a times that's how I find you.
Yes. I'm there 99% of the time.
You are.
And you need to know that we are there 6 days a week, unless there is an event. We're there at 9 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, till 5. And then Saturday, we're there 9 to 2. As I said, unless there's an event. If I'm out, if I got to go to a funeral or whatever I have to do, I'm not there. But 9 times out of 10, you will find us there.
Okay.
And so it's not only myself. We have an administrator for the Omaha Star. We have an administrator for the Mildred D. Memorial Study Center. And let me say something about the Study Center. The Study Center is a 501c3, which is a nonprofit organization. That organization owns the Omaha Star. So the Omaha Star is a program of the 501c3. So if you donate to the Mildred D. Brown Memorial Study Center, guess what? Ding, 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 that's a tax deduction.
Tax write-off, yes, tax write-off.
That's right, that's right. So as you're looking for things at the end of this year, and Mildred Brown, the Study Center not only owns the newspaper, we also have a scholarship program. We have a very robust archiving program, which you will see some things coming out this fall. We'll have a calendar, a yearly calendar. We'll have maybe a
with photos of board members and revealing stuff.
yes, photos of board members, but also photos that are archival.
Okay.
Because we have digitized this paper back to 1942. We have some missing issues. So if you found some of grandma's stuff and she has Omaha Stars, bring it to us.
Let you know.
Don't let us know. Just bring it to us.
Bring it.
Just bring it.
Okay.
Just bring it. And so we have done a great job of digitizing that. Jennifer Keys, who is our archivist, she is now cataloging that so that we know what's in each paper. But we also have it that if you send me Uncle JoJo's name, so his name was Joseph Beauregard Jones,
Okay.
we can scan that and find out what paper he was in and then pull that article up.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. This is something good for students too.
Yes,
Who want to do a little bit of studying on the history of this
who
community.
want to do that, and the history of Nebraska, the history of Omaha. And coming up later this fall, we will have some opportunities for students who want to learn more, especially in archiving. We have tubs and totes, you know that.
I know the big Rubbermaid totes. Yep.
Big Rubbermaid totes. We probably have 4 or 5 of those full,
Mhm.
full of photographs.
Mhm.
And so we have a scanning process where we scan it on both sides, and we need somebody to do that. And that is a paid position.
We got jobs here too.
That's right. So we are an economic driver in our community. We are not just taking your money for a subscription, but we are also providing jobs and providing services that our community needs.
And supplying experience that some of these kids may need when they go out to work for a job at the Omaha World Herald or something like that.
Sure. You know,
They can put that on a resume.
they can. And if a young person writes a story, I always give them a byline. That means whatever the title is, by in your name, because people want to see that you're published. They can't just take your word for it. And if there's no byline, anybody could have written it. So I know the importance of that, and I provide that.
I'm surprised there's certain people in the community, I'm surprised that they don't do more opinion pieces because they seem to have an opinion. All
Oh,
the
yeah,
time.
yeah. But you know, it's one thing to have an opinion, it's another thing to write it down.
You got it. You got it. Terri Sanders, I'm so glad you came out here.
Thank you, Michael Scott. Anytime I will come back.
You're one of my local heroes. That's it for Candid Conversation with Michael Scott. We'll see you next time. Until then, take care of one another.
Thank you for watching Candid Conversations with Michael Scott. If you'd like to make suggestions, email us at ewcfacts@gmail.com. That's ewcfacts@gmail.com. This has been an EWC Communication production.